All right, education. We talked about school. We want to go to higher education or further education, but before that, there were a couple of words we left out. So we talked about different parts of the school. We talked about, let's just do a quick review. We talked about compulsory education in different countries starting from a different age. Well, nursery is not compulsory, but kindergarten is known as the difference between kindergarten and nursery. I'm speaking a little faster, of course, obviously, because we've covered the words. So in different countries, we have different compulsory ages for education, right? Like in Ontario here in Canada, it starts at the compulsory ages from 6 to 17, I guess. Kids as young as 4 can start here in Ontario kindergarten, but kindergarten is optional for 2 years. You start with junior kindergarten, then you move on to senior kindergarten for like 2 years, 4 and 5. At 6 you start primary school or elementary school, and then you have 6 years of primary education, and then you proceed to the 6 years of secondary education, which is high school. It could be junior high school and senior high school, 43. So a total of 12 years of compulsory education. And then of course you go to college or university. Now, then you go to post-secondary or tertiary system. The tertiary is, you can go up for either college or university. Now, why would people go to college or university? That's what we want to talk about right now. But in the meantime, we talk about so many things, such as inside a school, there are different staff members or the personnel. We talk about the school principal and some naughty kids, nice and naughty kids. The naughty kids often get sent to the principal's office. We talk about the teachers, of course. We talk about the custodian, the person who's at the door and makes sure everywhere is clean. Well, there are speech therapists, the counselors, and people who actually talk to kids about their problems. In high school, sometimes we have career counselors who talk to you about your career, the job in the future. There are different school subjects. We talk about different school subjects that people study. Of course, everyone has their favorite school subjects or favorite teachers. That's a different story. People take tests and exams and quizzes. We did not talk about the difference between an exam and a test, though. And I'd like to take a look at that. Exam, test, and of course quiz. Just very quickly, because I want to wrap this up. Quiz is something like the teacher comes and it's a very small test. It's not very comprehensive. It's not about a whole like 5 chapters or anything. It's about usually a couple of things that are being tested. A test is usually, an exam is more comprehensive. You study your book, you have a midterm exam, final exam from the book. Now a test could be like an eye test when you go for an eye, or it could be like the IELTS or TOEFL. It's a proficiency test. Now a test actually is a very comprehensive word that talks about all kinds of exams and quizzes and all that. But when we're talking about proficiency tests like IELTS and all that, we usually say test, not exam. Exams usually reminds us of a course, and there are course books, textbooks that you have to study, and you go take a test, take the exam from that book or the source. That's a little confusing, that I know, but let's leave it there. Let's leave it right here. And then we talk about all those topics, subjects, from mathematics to geometry, trigonometry, calculus, arithmetic, algebra, to physics, chemistry, help me, art, religious studies, and all that. We talk about like what you become if you study all that stuff and proceed and just go to college or university. But there are some problems at schools. Like for example, we talked about also unisex schools and single-sex schools, and also mixed schools, all girls schools, all boys schools. Now, in schools when they're mixed, people argue that there are some problems, such as there's no distraction in girls and boys, you know, making love and all that. And then something happens. Some teenagers sometimes become, what do we call that? Teenage girls. What do we call that thing? There's a problem. Is that a problem in Switzerland? It is a problem in the U.S. Teenage girls becoming mothers. No? Teen pregnancy. Yeah, teen pregnancy. Yeah? Isn't that a problem in Switzerland?
No.
It's a huge problem in the US. There are lots of teen pregnancies. So teen pregnancy is a major problem. Just recently there was a field trip from school. You know, field trip? So schools sometimes arrange a field trip. Let's go check out that factory. Let's go for a picnic. Let's go stay there for 3 days. Let's go to the skiing resort. Now there were 7 girls, like 3 of them or 4 of them became pregnant. So, yeah, just the field trip. So in the US. So teen pregnancy is a huge problem in the US. Of course, another one is guns. Children taking guns to school and killing other kids or the teachers and all that. That's a huge problem. Yeah, we have guns on campus. Guns in school, or at university and college we have guns on campus. We'll talk about that in just a bit, campus. You know, like in the school we have schoolyard and place like that, but in a university or college we have campus. So guns on campus, that's also a major issue. But teen pregnancy is an issue, guns on campus. Another school problem or issue is the kids that try to boss other kids. What do we call them? Bullies. The problem of what? Bullying. So, bullying and bullying is a problem. So there are bullies. Bullying is actually a major problem in schools. And actually some kids, they, you know, don't push me around. Have you heard this? They start pushing others around. To push someone around. To boss someone around. Have you heard that? You're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. They say, you're not the boss of me. This is like, you're not my boss. But they say, you're not the boss of me. So you're not my boss. But, you know, some kids push other kids around, boss them around. They're you know, bossy. He said he's very bossy. But they're bullies. Like school bully. One of the major problems in US schools is the bullying problem. Now in British schools, this is more of a problem. Because in British schools, especially in British boarding schools, when kids live together, there's a hierarchy. You know hierarchy? There's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy. What is a hierarchy? I hope the spelling is right. Yeah. There's a hierarchy. I want to just write it again. It's the spelling is right. Avi, what's hierarchy? You know it, right? Somebody's the boss, then. There are steps. Now, in British boarding schools, like one kid is like the boss, and then other kids are like, you know, you're my deputy, and then there's a, you know, they just go down all the way, huh? So the boss is right on top. So whenever you see that there's a hierarchy, there are different levels on top, and you go down. So there's a hierarchy. For example, in government, there's a hierarchy. In a company, there's a hierarchy. Who's the highest? Like general manager, and then, for example, under the general manager, there are other people, like the executive manager, then the director, executive director, then it comes down to simple employee, then like a clerk or something like that. In a bank, the CEO is on top, so there's a hierarchy. Hierarchy is so one step higher and stuff. So in schools, among school kids, the bully is like usually the boss, like the mafia chief. So bullying bullying is a school bully, schoolyard bully or school bully. Yeah, school bully, schoolyard bully. The leader of North Korea, just a couple of weeks ago, called President Obama a schoolyard bully. So he's a school bully. Maybe he deserves it, I don't know. But, so this is a common question. Were you bullied at school? Javi, were you ever bullied at school?
No.
So like bullying starts with calling each other names. You know calling names?
Yeah, common names. I have.
When you, to call someone names. To call someone names. We call it name calling. So bullying starts with name calling, such as what? You four eyes, four eyes. If someone is wearing glasses, they would say four eyes. Or if somebody's like black, they would say other things. And then when they grow up, they see that glasses are actually sexy. But then when they go to school,
Yeah. You understand?
yeah, it's like say, hey, four eyes. Hey, fatso. Like the hey, I don't know, all different types of things. They find everything to make fun of each other. And to call each other names.
To call someone names.
Yeah, when you stop calling each other names. So at school, no name calling in my class. Like one teacher, teachers were like, no name calling. No name calling means don't call each other this, that, like, you know, all these names of kids. So that is one good instance of bullying at school. Like in US schools, this is quite prevalent, quite dominant. It's a dominant thing. And it's not good. So big bullies, like the kids who are like bullies. And then, of course, in schools, we have secret societies sometimes. You know secret society? Secret societies. In America, it's very popular to be a member of a fraternity. Fraternity. For boys, sorority for girls. I want to know about your countries. In Spain, do we have fraternities? So fraternity groups, that is a bunch of boys getting together and starting a group. It's called fraternity. Girls, they have the sorority. And there's a process, it's called initiation or hazing. Or hazing. To get into this club, there's a club. Yeah. And then we have some big fraternities like Boy Scout, Girl Scout, you know, Boy Scout and Girl Scout. This is different. It's a national thing. It's a Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts is a huge fraternity, huge sorority when a lot of people are in it. They do also good things. But you know, in schools, haven't you seen in movies, even in cartoons they show it. So there's a group of boys. If you want to join their group, you should do something crazy. For example, you should go hit Mako or just pinch her to become a member of this group. Or you should go spit on someone's face or put like a lizard in somebody's locker or a cockroach in a girl's locker to become a member of that group. Now this gets out of hand and gets crazier and crazier. Sometimes it gets so crazy that some people have died actually in hazing process in the history of the US. That, for example, they would put you in a dark place for 2 days and then, you know, like to become a member of the group. Or you should go to a jungle and do something crazy.
Hazing.
This process is called hazing. So the hazing process is like the test that you take to become part of that, a member of that sorority or fraternity. So in Switzerland, do you have sororities and fraternities?
Yes.
You do have, right? Were you a member, an active member of a sorority?
No.
No? Never? You never joined a sorority? How about Japan? You have the Yakuza in Japan.
Yakuza.
No, but do you have gangs at school?
No.
No?
No.
We have gangs in states at school, so some schools are gangs and they're clubs and they're... How about Spain?
We have gangs, but
Yeah.
we have Fraternity and sorority.
Yeah, sorority is like the sisters club. Fraternity comes from like the brothers club. So fraternal means like brotherly.
Okay.
Sorority comes from like the sisters
I
thing.
see.
So that's why, and then there's the initiation process. Initiation is just getting, it's the process of introduction into anything.
Like in American movies.
Yeah, yeah,
Red Thousand.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
American.
We haven't got
American.
only sports, sororities,
You only have sports sororities?
or
No,
art
it-
sororities.
Oh no, and you know the US, if you watch cartoons, even in the cartoons the kids see that. So like there are 3 girls, and if you want to be part of that club, you gotta go like, you know, do something really bad to another girl. Or you should be really mean to join this group, for example. Sometimes it's good, we have good sororities as well, but many of these secret things are not necessarily good. Okay, we're done with this and the school and stuff, of course. It's just that we had exams and tests. Another word that we actually, kids use for each other, when they call each other, is those people who study a lot or they don't look like very dressy and chic, they call them
Freakies.
nerds.
Nerds.
You know, nerd. Like geek, nerd, things like that. Hey, so a nerd is like a person who is not very dressy and doesn't look like, and also like, have you seen these people who wear like thick nerdish glasses? And they have their nose in the book all the time and they're called nerds. So that's a nerd. And, or geek. Say you nerd. Yeah, it's a,
Is geek nerd?
Geek.
yeah.
The same.
So geek is somehow the same, yeah. Geek and nerd. So I'm looking for images. Very interesting. So if you go nerd, you get an image something like this. Yeah. Like, yeah. So, yeah. And the school nerd is like that.
Freak.
Yeah, freak is like, hey, anyone could be a freak. Like, if you're like a gadget freak, it means you like gadgets. If you're something freak, like a computer freak, you're good at computers actually. But he's a freak, somebody you should avoid. It's like, the guy's so strange and weird, huh? A weirdo.
Weird.
Like a freak, he's a freak. A freak is someone who's weird. So, the guy's a freak. The guy's a freak. He's kind of weird and, yeah, weird and. Before a test, before we have a test, what do? We study hard, right? You said in Japan you have cramming schools, because the word to cram means actually to study hard, especially before a test. I have a math test tomorrow and I have to cram tonight. I have to sit down and study. That's cram. Especially when you do it like in a fast way before a test or something, that's cram, right? Have you heard the expression to brush up on something? Huh? To brush up. To brush up on something. I have a test tomorrow, I have an English test, I have to brush up on my English. Well, it means I have to review and I have to study very fast, and especially review things and all that. I should brush up on my English. I should brush up on my French. Brush up on my French. I should brush up on my French a bit tonight, because tomorrow I have a test. I should brush up on my French, next week I have a test. It means I should review and, you know, have a look at all that stuff. So when you review things and all, you brush up on something. At school, something else that happens at school, in US we have proms. Do you have proms in Japan?
No.
No proms?
No.
That's bad. You don't have proms? You don't go like dancing with like boys that special night when you go
No.
for a special high school prom?
No.
That sucks. So some American high schools and colleges that do not allow school-sponsored dances will host a junior or senior prom as a banquet instead of a dance. Typically, students will dress in whatever. So let's see, prom. So prom is, in the United States and increasingly in UK and Canada, prom is a semi-formal dance or gathering of high school students. This event is typically held near the end of the senior year. Prom figures greatly in popular culture, so on and so on. So we also have junior prom and senior prom. So the senior year is the final year of high school. So the graduation year and all that, so you usually have a prom. Junior prom is like the year before that. That's also you have a prom to get ready for the next year. It's a big event. You think about your prom date. Who's going to be your prom date? People think about it all the time, and it's great. So, guys, I'm so sorry you don't have proms though. Anyways, prom. How about Switzerland? Prom date.
Little prom.
Yeah.
30 persons.
Really? But is it arranged by the school?
Yes.
That's good. So you do have a prom. Did you like your prom date? Did you have a good
We
time?
haven't got dates. It's not like a prom.
Oh. Okay. So but there you have to prom. How about Spain?
We have prom, but we don't have to invite a girl to dance. For the
No, there you have to have a
yeah,
prom
but
date.
we received the diploma.
In the prom,
Yeah.
there's a
We
different.
go do and okay, I'm gonna show you.
But that's
my
not a
diploma.
prom. That's
Yeah.
a graduation ceremony.
Ah, okay. Well, that's it.
We have a graduation ceremony. Graduation. Yeah. This is the one night you get to dance with your high school sweetheart.
No.
Yeah, so it's like, we were high school sweethearts and all that, so you really, crush? Crush?
Crash.
This is another school word. So you say, I had a crush on him. I had a crush on Peter when I was at school, not me. Maybe you like a girl. I'm straight.
Crash.
So, I had a crush on, let's say, Jane or Peter. When I was in grade 9, or when I was in grade 11. When you had a crush on someone, you loved someone at school. So this crush is usually, especially school-age love. Like when we're at school, we fall in love easily, right? So I had a crush on that guy when we were at school. To have a crush on someone, right? So, yeah. So I had a crush on Javi when I was at school. So, like that. But he was such a nerd. He used to study so hard. He got sent to the principal's office every day. The guy is such a nerd. So, yeah. I had Marco, who did you have a crush on at school? How many times did you fall in love at school? Anyways. It's a usual thing at school, having a crush. Yeah? Waiting for the guy to pass and and it's like every day, he ignored me again. Or she ignored me again. So, yeah. And then one day when we talk about friendship, we'll talk about it. There's a whole thing going on to dump someone. He dumped me before the prom date and all that. And then, getting a date for prom is it's the most important question in the mind of every high school student when they're like seniors. So another thing is, what do we call a student who is in the 10th grade in the US or the second year of university? We call them?
Sophomore.
Thank you, sophomore. So we write sophomore, but we say sophomore. I was a sophomore.
Junior, sophomore.
We have sophomore.
Freshman, sophomore.
We have freshman, junior, sophomore. Good. Thank you. How do you know all this? Good.
I learned in my university.
Great. Yeah? When you had a crush?
No.
So we have freshman. So it's good. So you're a freshman when it's the first year. You're a junior when it's the second year. No, second year you call it a freshman or junior. Second year we say sophomore.
Or junior, senior.
You're a senior when it's, and then we have junior and senior. So the 4 years are like this. You're first a freshman when you start. Then you're a sophomore the second year. The third year you're a junior. And the fourth year you're a senior. So for example, in high school, the prom is usually for seniors, right? The juniors, that is 1 year before the end of high school, you're a junior and you may have junior prom. But freshman is a person who just starts. And so freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I was like the guy says, I was a sophomore and she was a junior. She was a junior. I was a sophomore, she was a freshman. Even, we don't say freshwoman, freshman, even for girls, she's a freshman. Yeah? Like girls also use the word gay, right? Yeah, girls also use the word gay. Gay and straight. So, freshman, sophomore. Why did I write sophomore like this? It's written like sophomore. Sorry for that. But it's pronounced sophomore. You can always check and let me know because sometimes I'm like, okay, I write something and why did I write like that?
Sophomore.
Yeah. Sophomore, junior, senior. Okay. We have another word to burn the midnight oil. Have you heard this before? It's an old cliche. People say to burn the midnight oil. Because in the past, you know, the midnight oil was, there were no lights. So there was oil and oil lamps. So they would have to like turn on, you know, like fire lamps, like turn on oil lamps. And then, so they had to stay up for the night to study. So now if you say, I have all college days and burning the midnight oil. So burning the midnight oil means staying up late at night and studying. And to stay up late, you know, to stay up late. To stay up late. Girls have sleepovers, huh? Or slumber party. PJ party, pajama party. You know, stay up late? So why are you so sleepy today? I stayed up late last night. I stayed up late last night. Stay up late. Why are you so sleepy today? I stayed up late. It's an expression. I stayed up late. But if you stay up late and study for school, that's burning the midnight oil. Stay up late. You know sleepovers. Martha, did you have sleepovers? Do you have sleepovers in Japan?
No.
Girls getting together at night like PJ party, pajama party?
No.
No sleepovers? No? How about in Switzerland? Are there sleepovers?
Yes.
Yeah? Sleepover is a lot of fun. Guys always wanted to know, like, you know, they want to know what's going on. What? Can you tell us about sleepovers?
Is this like a pajama party?
Yeah, but what happens there? What do you guys talk about?
We talk about boys.
Yeah, that's it. It's like,
And look movies.
yeah, this is like a sleepover. Yeah.
No. What? Nothing.
Yeah. I so wanted to be there when it happens. Always like I wanted to know what's going on, what happens in a sleepover. Javi, didn't you ever want to be in a sleepover?
No.
Some guys were lucky they had like sisters and they kind of...
Yeah.
You had a sister,
My
right?
sister did.
She did sleepovers and all that?
And
You were the crazy guy who would do crazy things?
Because I was ill and all her friends like, oh, so
Yeah.
cute, cute.
So he was like,
I
yeah.
wanna play my video game.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. Oh my god, good. So that's the actual typical example of boys like kid brothers and a kid brother and a sleepover. It's like always, Everybody's like petting you. Yeah. Okay. Let me grow up and I'll see what. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So these are some more school terms, but we're done with school, and we want to go to college and university. That's where we ended. Okay. So college or university, which one and why? And what is that called? And what is the process? How do we get in? Okay. So you finish your high school, and you get a high school diploma, but some people do not finish their high school. What do we call them? What do they do? Those people who don't finish? They to drop out, right? Drop out of school. Out of school. And what we call them high school dropouts. High school dropouts. You know, some high school dropouts became successful in life. We've had some high school dropouts who became successful, actually. So a high school dropout is somebody who quits studying. He quit school at the age of 12. Yeah? But some people finish and to go off to college. To go off to college. So when you quit school, you drop out of school. What is to cut class? To cut class. To play hooky. Do you know what it means to play hooky? Ali, did you play hooky at school? Did you ever play hooky? Have you seen some students who don't show up at class for no reason, for whatever, because they want to run away with their friends and go out and have fun?
Football.
Play football?
Yeah. No, not all.
You didn't do that?
No.
Yeah, some guys, they just go out with their friends and play football. Or soccer. Or
Rocks.
whatever, let's go do drugs. Or let's go watch a movie. We have a test, so let's not go to school. Let's go out and chill. We're saying, and he wants to say, let's go and chill. Chill means have fun. Let's go and chill. Let's go chill, man, tonight. Oh, tomorrow let's go chill. Let's cut class. So when you cut class, to cut class or skip class, skip. But we say cut class. When you cut class, is you're absent. You don't go to class. So, and you know, to attend, the word to attend. So attend a class. To attend a class, to attend a seminar, to attend a conference. And teachers call the roll. When the teacher calls your names or calls the roll, the guy's absent. The attendance sheet. So your attendance and class participation are important. And discipline. You know, at school, some schools, they have special measures to discipline students, right? To discipline naughty students, right? It's like punish. We talked about detention, right? School detention. Did we talk about it? Yeah? That is when you keep students at school after the school is over. Did we talk about detention? To detain students? To detain students and detention. In some schools in the past they had physical punishments, but no more. Physical punishment. There's also sexual harassment. Charges. And also statutory rape. So physical punishment, well, in the past, it was part of the school's disciplining system, right? To discipline a child or to discipline a student. Now, some parents, to discipline their children, what do they do and what do they say? They say you are grounded. Have you heard this? You're grounded. To ground the child. To ground a child. You're grounded. Has it ever happened? Did your parents ever ground you? Were you grounded as a child? Claudia? Like your mom saying, hey, you're grounded. Your dad saying, you're grounded. Haven't you watched movies like American movies? You're grounded. You'll see that. If you watch American movies a lot, you hear that all the time. So the parents telling him, you're grounded. Go to your room. No phones. No allowance. No more allowance. You're grounded. No allowance. You know allowance? It's pocket money. Pocket money. No more allowance. No allowance this week. Have you heard that? No allowance. Was your allowance ever cut, Javi?
No allowance?
Allowance, your pocket money. A lot, right?
You cannot leave your bedroom.
You can't leave your room. You can't leave. Go to your room. You can't leave the room. You can't make any phone calls. Your allowance is gone. You're grounded. So you're grounded. Happened a lot to me, so I don't know. Mako, were you ever grounded as a child?
No.
Never?
Never.
That's bad.
That's so sad.
That's sad. Why not?
Because I'm a good girl.
You were a good girl? You had good parents. Every child deserves to be grounded from time to time. You go. Ever grounded?
Yes.
See? Ah. Naughty child, right? Oh my god. So that and it felt good. What did you do when you were grounded? I did something crazy to the house. Like, did you ever do anything crazy? Like when you were grounded? Yeah?
My parents are strict, so even just
Do you like that? The fact that their parents are strict? Do you like it?
no.
Oh, by the way, strict is a good word. Strict teachers. Yeah. Strict. Do you like teachers who are strict or easygoing? Easygoing or strict teachers? That's another thing. Yeah? I had a dog. Every time I disciplined it, it peed on the floor. Yeah, the dog would pee on the floor, so.
And my teacher like, okay, put it in the corner. Seeing the wall.
Oh my god, you have to face the wall. So face, oh my god, go to the corner, face the wall. That's good. They deserve it. So these are different ways to discipline students. To discipline a student. And also we add class participation. This, if you have an active class participation, your attendance is also another thing they look at school. You know report card, right? Report card. Report card. And when you do your exams, you're talking about the results, right? Results. And then you have a report card. Correct? So, so the results of your exams and then there's a report. How many passes, how many fails? You look at the report card. You know report card, right? We have some students in the US, we call them StraightA students. I was a StraightA student. You know what it means, right? Straight A student. Is a student who's all his grades are A. StraightA student. Now, I don't understand the passing of time. So, it's just crazy how time passes. It just flies. Time is like shh. So we have StraightA students. Oh, really good students, nerds. Now, yeah. Okay.
Bullying.
Now you're done. Well, in the US, what do? We usually don't stay in the States, so we send applications to so many colleges and universities. So we wait for this to happen. So let's talk about the process of going to college or university. Now, speaking of higher education or further education, you remember. So for college, which is called further education, versus university, which is called higher education, right? So higher education versus further education. Some things are similar. Basically, the first thing you should do to apply, right? To apply to or for university or college. You apply for something, you apply, but you apply to a university, you apply to a university or college. So how do you apply? You can apply in two ways. One is you can go to the university and take your stuff and put it on the desk, but sometimes you can't do that. So you can apply, also you apply for a job, you apply for a job. For a job, right? You don't apply to a job. You apply for a job. You apply for a job. But you apply to a school.
I have a question.
Go
What
ahead.
is the noun for explain?
Explanation.
Explanation.
Yeah. Explain. Explanation. Explanation.
Okay.
Now, you want to apply to university. You can do it online, to apply online, or also for jobs, to apply online or in person. If I apply online, most universities, most students apply online, right? Now, you go online and you go check out the website and where you follow the process. Sometimes you apply in person for jobs. You have your resume in hand, you go, that's applying in person. Then personally, you walk into the store. Universities are like that too. Sometimes you apply in person, sometimes online. Now, a quick look at the process. If you want to apply online or in person, which departments do you go to? First, speaking of departments, universities, they have, speaking of a college or university, we're talking about different, first of all, a university has a president, right? Or chancellor. And then we have vice president or vice chancellor. And then, of course, we have, because we have the presidents of the university, Then the university has different campuses, right? Or college. And then what? There are different faculties. Like the Faculty of Art. The Faculty of Art. The Faculty of Engineering. Could be civil engineering. The Faculty of Political Science. Faculty. Faculty. Also, faculty means like all the professors and all that in faculty. So, and then every faculty has a department. Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Management, Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Law, Faculty of Business, Law, Business, Engineering, Medicine. Social Sciences, Social Sciences. Humanities, you know humanities, right? Humanities. Humanities and social sciences sometimes. The Faculty of Political Science, poli-sci. If you hear poli-sci, it means political science. City political science. We call it poli-sci. So you know, a university has different campuses. Now a campus, it could be here, it could be, for example, downtown. One university, the University of Toronto, has different campuses. The downtown campus, the campus there, Scarborough campus, campus. Now, in different campuses, there are different faculties. For example, the Faculty of Engineering could be in the Scarborough campus, or in the Mississauga campus. The Faculty of Business could be there. And every faculty has different departments. For example, if it's the Faculty of Engineering, now there could be the Department of Civil Engineering department, that's different. Different branches of computer engineering, computer sciences could be something.
For example, economy department, maybe they work in other faculties.
Yes. Yeah. And for everything there's a discipline. You know discipline?
Yeah. Discipline, yeah.
So what you do is, a university, you see that usually when you go to a university's website, there's a place that talks about life on campus. You know, student life, or you say life on campus, life on campus. For students, there's a place where students get to go to sleep, right? And live. What is that called? Some students prefer to live outside the university, not on campus. But some people live on campus or inside
Residence?
what do we call the residence?
Dormitory.
Dormitory. Yes.
Dormitory.
Dormitory. Or inside the dorm. I live in the dorm. So if you live in the dorm or dormitory, is a place where students get to sleep and live. Dormitory. And in the dormitory we have those beds that are on top of each other. What do we call those beds? There's not a king bed or a king size bed, right, for you. There's a bunk bed. We call them bunk beds.
Is this?
Those bunk beds, yes, on top of each other. And some students fall. Like
in the army.
Like in the army, there's a bunk bed.
Bunk bed.
Bunk beds. Sometimes 4 students in one room. Have you lived that life ever before? Have you lived in a dorm? No? I have lived in a dorm.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun because you're together all the time and you get to laugh and do a lot of things. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's a lot of fun, honey.
I know.
Yeah, this is living in a dormitory, and all the bunk beds and all that. So, let's remember, a university or college could have different campuses. For example, the Seneca College where I teach has 7 campuses. The Newnham campus, the Scarborough campus, the downtown campus, the whatever Mississauga campus, has campuses everywhere. And it has different buildings, building A, B, C, D, and in every building we have a different department, we have different faculties, and we have different departments. And so here, we have the president of the university, but then we have dean of faculty. You know dean of faculty? Dean of faculty. Who's the dean of faculty? He's the head of the faculty. The dean. In the universities, we hear the dean is coming. The dean has a speech. The dean is the dean of faculty, the biggest guy in the faculty, the boss, the chair. For the department, we have the chair. The chair or chairman or chairwoman or chairperson or head of department. We don't say dean of department. No. We have the head of the department or the chair of the department. Chairperson is the head. Chairman, chairwoman, chairperson. So dean of faculty, the president of the university, chancellor, vice. Yes? Are we good? So, now, you want to apply to a university or school. So campus is, of course, something you should all know, you know. And then we have the big man on campus. It's like the boy or the big girl on campus, the big boy on campus, the big man on campus, the boys. So now, of course, we have different parts in the university as well, or college. Like in school, we have a yard. University, we have campus, we have the canteen, we have rooms, we have laboratories, we have all those things, the auditorium, the amphitheater, and all that. But in a school, we have different subjects. In a university or college, we have courses and programs, right? The word program, British spelling is like this. American is like that. Like the one I wrote here. So be careful how you spell it. Program, program. American, British.
With an S? Programs.
Programs, and then programs is like this.
Oh.
Yeah, you just add one S. Programs. So if we're talking about different courses and programs, first of all, you should know that colleges usually do not offer degrees. They usually give diplomas. In Canada, diploma or certificate. In Canada, if it's a 2-year program, a 2-year program gives you a diploma, and a 1-year gives you a certificate. Universities, they have undergraduate programs and postgraduate programs. Yeah? Undergraduate studies. They call it undergrad. And postgraduate studies. Postgraduate studies or programs, or postgrad. You know undergrad. Undergrad is like what? BA, BS, which is called what? Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science? The British write BSc. Science with like science. Postgraduate is like but remember, we say a Bachelor of Arts, but bachelor's degree. I have a bachelor's degree in economics. I have a master's degree in, so here we have MA or MS or MSc, which is British. This is Master of Arts, Master of Arts, and Master of Science. Postgraduate. After Master of Arts, we have doctoral degree, right? Doctoral degree. In fields of art and philosophy, we have PhD. One thing you should remember is the way you write PhD, because H is small. P and D are, why is H small? Because this is Doctor of Philosophy, and philosophy is written like this.
Yeah.
That's why H is small. If you write PhD like this, that's wrong. Capital P, small h, capital D. And if you want to put dots, it's like this. PH dot, not P dot, H dot. But they usually don't put dots. Americans usually put dots for B, and the Brits don't put dots. It's important to know it's a bachelor's degree, or it's a master's degree, or master's degree. This is important. Many people don't know. They think it's a master's degree. You say Master of Arts, not Masters of Arts. Master of Arts, Master of Science, but a master's degree, a bachelor's degree. Important. PhD, or doctoral degree, and then we have postdoc. After you finish your doctoral degree, you can get a postdoc or postdoctoral. Either degree or usually fellowship. You become a fellow. It's usually research. Now I can speak forever about university, I just want to wrap it up as fast as I can.